What up? It's the Grandpa MC coming at you with another video. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let's go. Alright, man. In this video, I'm finna break down the plan, the obvious plan to keep LeBron James relevant. And it's affected a bunch of players, but most notably it's affected Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. These are the three guys that I'm gonna be talking about in this video. Systematically, one by one, we'll start to attack and see how many. Anyway, Steph Curry. I'm gonna start off with Steph Curry, because out of the three, he's the one that's accomplished the most. So we're gonna start with the big man first. Steph Curry, when he came in the league, a lot of people didn't think that he was gonna be able to make the transition from college to the pros. And being that the league wasn't yet the three-point heaven that it is now, a lot of people were skeptical. Steph Curry played at Dayton, excited, the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row, came into the league. Now the first couple years for Steph Curry was a little rough. For one, he had to adjust, and then he had to share the backcourt with Monte Ellis at the time. But they quickly got Monte out of there after a little period of back and forth about, can they play together and all that. So it becomes Steph Curry's team. It becomes Steph Curry's team. They get Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, get a few veterans. They get Andre Iguodala, which was huge at that time when they got him. They picked up Sean Livingston, brought him back from the scrap heap because Sean Livingston was a dynamic guard that came from the Clippers and had a tragic, devastating knee injury. Like, they didn't think his career was gonna be. They thought his career was over at that time. So they built the team up. Oh, let me not forget my boy Andrew Barbosa, who's going to come up in Steve Nash's video. So anyway, they built the team up. By 2015, they was almost about ready. I want to say 14. They was almost about ready. I could see it coming at the time, because Mark Jackson had them boys. He had them boys together on the real. And that first little playoff series that they had, I think they surprised. I can't even remember, but I remember that they surprised the public at the time. So then they come back, they fire Mark Jackson, put Steve Kerr ahead of the team. So then they go on a run. Surprised LeBron, because at that time, LeBron had put his ultimate team together. LeBron put Kevin Love, Kyrie, a bunch of other role players. We ain't gonna go into them right now. We'll go into it with LeBron. But anyway, so surprise LeBron. They beat LeBron the first time they met, which threw him in the mind state that he's in right now. But back then, he was on top of the world before that finals, because he thought he was finna run it. He thought he was finna run off like 3 straight. Serious business. You can look it up. So then they come back the next year, and Golden State, they lose to Cleveland because Cleveland was a lot more physical, just to be honest. And Harrison Barnes picked the wrong time to go into a slump. And the Golden State Warriors organization couldn't have that. They wasn't finna have, like any more disappointments after that. So Durant was a free agent. They went to, what's that place in New York? The Hamptons. They went to the Hamptons and recruited Kevin Durant. The whole contingent. Klay Thompson, Steph, Draymond, I think Bob Myers was there. So they recruited Kevin Durant because at the time, they were talking about Kevin Durant might go to Boston. They were saying maybe he might go to Boston or New York. It was a bunch of talk with that. And he ended up being wooed, went to Golden State, made a lot of people mad, man. Made a lot of people mad. I remember Too Raw for TV, shout out, man. Too Raw for TV made this video where he was going in on Durant, man. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I think he took it off. But man, that video was hilarious. I looked at that video like, I know a bunch of times, man. A bunch of times. Anyway. Stephen A was, man, called it the weakest move by his NBA superstar. A lot of people had opinions. Durant at the time did not care because previous seasons to that, he let it be known he wasn't taking second place anymore to LeBron. He wasn't gonna accept it. He was gonna be number one somehow, some way. So he go to Golden State. They go on a run, win 2 in a row. That third one, they came up against Kawhi and the Toronto Raptors, and Toronto won by a magical ride by Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard took them boys on a journey, man. That was the Philadelphia shot, the wall off against Giannis. It was all there, man. So then Durant hurt his Achilles, but in the course of that season, it was the famous dust up with Draymond, and Draymond calling Durant a B. It was bound to happen because they didn't want to lose their spot, and Durant was feeling a certain way about going to Golden State anyway. He in his mind, I'm pretty sure he was going back and forth, like, this was a weak move. Anyway, so hold up. So we're gonna continue after I come out of paying this bill.